guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and a happy New Year's Eve. Well, it's gonna be New Year's by the time you guys watch this. It's gonna be the new year by the time you guys watch this, so happy New Year. I hope everybody's well and I hope you all had a lovely Christmas. And yeah, God, I can't believe we're at the end of 2020. I actually can't believe it. This year has just been a bit mad, just a bit mad. But we made it. We're at the end of the year. There is so much to be grateful for. I know it's not been an easy one. It's been challenging, it's been trying, it's been all sorts, but we've made it. We're at the end of the year and we're going into a new year now. As much as we're going into the new year still in a lockdown, it's still something that we have to be grateful for, just for getting through, because so many people have lost their loved ones. So many people weren't able to get through this year mentally and emotionally. But for those of us that are still standing and still going and still pushing through and still here, we thank God. Honestly, we have to be so grateful for that. But yeah, this video isn't really going to have structure as such. I just wanted to talk. A couple of years ago I started doing end of the year videos, and it's something that I saw Billie Eilish do. Now, for any Billie Eilish fans out there, you probably know what I'm talking about. She has done a series of videos with Vogue about like end of the year, and she just gets asked a bunch of different questions about that current year, about herself, what she's achieved, what she hasn't achieved, what's gone well, what's not gone so well, those sort of random questions. And then she does the same video again, so same time next year, and then she's able to look back at the previous video and see what's changed. And she's done 4 of those now, and I watched her 2021 a couple weeks ago and I just thought, oh my gosh, like we're getting to that time again. But yeah, like I said, I started doing mine 2 years ago, and it's such a good way to look back and plan ahead, and just to keep track of that. It's just, I think it's a really good thing. It's a really good thing. But I thought this time, since I've got a YouTube channel, I might as well share it with you guys, as in my video for this year, not the last 2 years. I don't need to do that, but I did want to share a video with you guys just about this year. And this isn't going to have any structure. I'm just going to talk. But hopefully it will make sense. But yeah, I guess I'm going to start off with, I don't know, maybe the challenges that I faced this year, and then go on to my achievements. I would say 2020 was such a difficult year for me mentally, and having to battle through my anxiety, my self-doubt, and just certain things that hinder me at times. I really had to get through that, and being in lockdown made it that much harder because I was constantly surrounded by my thoughts. As much as I was still working, and I'm so grateful to have still been working, I was still at home. I was in the same environment all day, every day for, was it 3 months? I can't remember how long we had the first lockdown, but for a long time. And when it's like that constantly, you get trapped in your thoughts, especially if you're somebody like me who overthinks, is emotional, and just, like I said, struggles with anxiety. It can be really difficult. So that was really trying, and it got to a point where I mentioned it previously in my last video, that I was struggling mentally and I was going through a really difficult time, and that was a number of things that caused that. But I feel like I hadn't been in that place for such a long time, and I felt like I'd made so much progress in terms of dealing with my anxiety and, you know, those negative thoughts. But being back in that place again just made me feel like, ugh, how am I back here? I thought I made progress, but that allowed me to be human and just realize that you're not a robot. You're not going to be able to just shut your feelings off just like that. It's going to take time. If you're trying to improve something and work on your mental health, especially something like your mental health, you have to give yourself credit all the time for the little things, especially the little things, because those are the things that you'll forget about. You'll focus so much more on the negative things without realizing that actually I've gotten through today, I've gotten through this, I've gotten through that. So being able to put things into perspective again, that's the biggest thing I've learned this year, is learning how to put things into perspective. I'm on my lunch break, so I need to be quick. Yeah, it's learning how to put things into perspective, and that really helped me. It really did. Obviously, I still have my moments and I still have my days, but it's all about making progress and acknowledging where you have made progress and not being too hard on yourself if you fall back. Just need to pick yourself back up again. Cliche, but it's true. You do need to pick yourself back up. And I guess another thing, so yeah, that was the biggest thing for me. And not being able to do my driving, that was a big thing I really wanted to do this year. I did start it last year, but then I had to stop because I started working part-time and I just couldn't afford driving lessons. It was expensive, so I had to stop. But going back into full-time work, it was my goal to just get straight back into driving, but pandemic. This pandemic happened and it stopped it, and it stopped it again, so I was really disappointed I wasn't able to do that. And just traveling, oh my gosh, guys, me and my boyfriend had another 3 destinations we wanted to travel to this year, and we weren't able to do that, which is really disappointing. But we did go to Cape Town in January for my cousin's wedding, which was exceptional. Hands down the best holiday I've had. It was incredible, but that fueled us for the rest of the year, and we really wanted to go to different places. And we've only just started traveling together, I would say 2 years ago now. So we just want to see the world, and not being able to do that this year was really disheartening. But I'm very much aware there's bigger problems in the world. I'm just saying, like, it's something I was really looking forward to. But yeah, I think obviously, other than just living through this pandemic in general, those are the main things I would say were a bit of a letdown this year and that I wasn't able to do. But on the positive side, like I said, I've been working throughout. I started my job in HR literally 2 weeks before the first lockdown happened, and luckily I've been able to work throughout. I've not been on furlough. I've been working the same hours from the day I started my job till now. I've been working the same, and I'm so grateful for that, because there's obviously some other people who've not been able to do that, and it's unfortunate, but it makes me feel so grateful and so thankful to be in the position that I am, regardless of anything else that's going on. It makes me feel really thankful. So there's that. And what else did I do this year? Yes, I got this. Can you see that? Thumbnail. No jokes. I got my CIPD qualification, which was another big thing for me. I started that course, so CIPD level 5, for anyone who doesn't know, it's a HR qualification for HR professionals, and the one that I did was equivalent to a degree in HR. Then you've got the level 7, which is a master's, and level 3, which is foundation. So yeah, I got my certificate, I passed, and that was a big thing for me, and one of the biggest things to come out of 2020. It's such an achievement. I remember when I first started it and I wanted to quit because I was just scared of coming out my comfort zone and pushing myself, but I did it and I'm so happy about that. Yeah, that was great. Another thing, honestly, I would say just my personal development has been such an achievement for me this year. I, for the first time, can really see where I've grown in confidence, and I've grown in just self-love as well. I know that sounds really cheesy, but it's true. Like, it feels so good when you're able to see how far you've come and the potential you still have. That's been such a rewarding and refreshing feeling for me, especially with the way that I am and the way that I've been with my mental health. It's such a good feeling to know that, oh, I'm making progress here. Like, I'm actually having self-growth. Like, it's amazing. That's been a big thing for me. And yeah, I just feel like it's a start. I feel like I'm only just scratching the surface in terms of my confidence, my development, and where I'm going. I'm actually really excited for 2021 because I'm going to be turning 27, and for the longest time the number 27 has been in my head as a positive number and just something to look forward to. I don't know why, I just have a good feeling about being 27. So I'm excited for that. And I'm hoping I can do my driving, and I'm hoping to have moved out from home. And yeah, just embracing each moment a bit more. That's another thing about this year that I've learned. Learn to embrace the moment you're in. Oh my gosh. It's so important. It's so, so important. And I think that's another positive thing about this year, because we have been forced to really live in the moment that we're in. Of course, we've got social media, so that kind of takes away from what you're currently doing, but essentially we've been able to have the time to actually embrace our surroundings, embrace the time that we're in. And even when we came out of lockdown and I was able to do stuff, I felt like I was actually embracing the moments a bit more and not focusing on other things. And like I said, putting things into perspective, it's so important to do that. You can get so caught up in all the negative things going on in your life, but when you're able to actually take a step back and look at everything else that's going right, you'll realise things aren't actually that bad. Yeah, I hope that kind of gives someone out there some encouragement or some reassurance that this year may not have been all that bad. It was challenging, yes, but just take the time out to think about what you've been able to do and what you've been able to achieve, whether that's personally or whatever it is. Think about it and maybe write it down, or maybe do something similar like this. Make a video of yourself just talking about this year and what you've achieved and what went well, what didn't go well, and what you're hoping to achieve in the next year. Or write a letter to yourself. I've heard that's another thing people do. Or just write it in your notes and hide it somewhere and then look at it again this time next year. But yeah, I hope everybody has a lovely New Year's, and I feel quite emotional. Oh gosh. One thing I did want to share though is a book that I've been reading recently that I feel like has really helped me finish this year off in a good way, and that is this book here, Good Vibes, Good Life by Vex King. How self-love is the key to unlocking your greatness. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have seen this book circulating all over Instagram. All the influencers and their auntie, their mum, their uncle, cousin, sister, they've all got that book. But it is so good. I have read a number of self-help books, but there's something different about this one. And I don't want to say too much because I think I would highly recommend people to just get it and read it, because it's such a good book. Again, it helps you put things into perspective, helps you with your self-love, and makes you see things slightly differently or think about things differently, and how to approach certain things like positive thinking and taking action into achieving your goals. And it couldn't have come at a better time for me to read it, because as I mentioned briefly in my previous video, I was not in a good place mentally. So being able to finish the year off with a book like that really helped me to just come back into myself and just think about what I want to do in the next year and how I'm going to change things for me. I'm going to be 27, which excites me but kind of freaks me out, because it makes you think, okay, you're not a kid anymore, like you've really got to step up now and live your life, make things happen, and don't just be about it. No, don't just talk about it, be about it. That was almost perfect. Yeah, but in all seriousness, highly recommend that book. I wish nothing but the best for everybody in the new year. Hopefully we can have a bit more time and a bit more freedom to do the things we really want to do. If not, that's okay. We make the best out of a crappy situation. I can't get my words out. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.